Gather, veterans. It's time to join the fight. The long war begins.
This is The Long War. I'm Robbie B, and joining me tonight is my single partner in crime this evening, Kenny Boucher. What's up, man?
Yo, dog, great to be here.
So we think Michael Krabopoulos is out killing folks again, and we're not really sure what Juice is doing, but hopefully he's in his Eats Lab getting ready for
Hopefully he's not dead in a ditch, having shot himself to death finally.
Those are always touch and go sometimes with it.
Those are things.
That's why I'm laughing so hard, because it's like an actual thing. Anyways, so the title of tonight's show is Angel's Blade, Problems and Solutions, because by this point, I think a lot of folks have gotten their book and have formed an opinion, whether good or bad about it. And well, we want to talk about it more because there is some good, and I feel like there are some negatives that can be overcome. Of course, anything can be overcome.
Yeah, and obviously the reason that's the title of the show is because there's a lot more negatives than there are goods, and so we're going to do our best to break them down while offering solutions to our criticisms.
Yeah, we will definitely do our best there for sure. We got a great tabletop market watch, lots of stuff coming out. Don't have the cool underground stuff that Haspel usually brings to the table, but we do have Gene Stealer Cults coming out. We're going to talk about painting on Twitch, Brush Lickers United, and Kenny's got a lot of cool stuff going on. He's on there twice a week, and Spikey Bits TV hopefully will be coming in October as well to a 1 hour spot near you in the not so distant future. And then we're going to break down some army lists. Kenny made up 3 of them. We're going to at least maybe do
We'll at least break down one of them.
Yeah, we'll break down one of them. We'll probably talk about all of them and give some more ideas and such about all that. So coming out this week rather, is the Gore Chosen, the board game from Games Workshop. $60 for $120 worth of miniatures, and of course there is a game in there.
So how is it $120 worth of miniatures? How much do those models cost each? $30 each or more?
No, $30.
Really?
They're all $30.
So it's four $30 models for $60 and a game to go with it.
And a game that actually looks pretty sweet.
And that's coming out as pre-order right now, or is that going to be special limited order? What's that going to be?
It should just be in store shelves. It doesn't look like they're allocating that one that bad, but they seem to be allocating everything else right now. That will be out. So
I'm hyper excited about that. And you don't hear me say that. Like, a lot of times I'll just, like, when it's you and Haspel talking about this shit, I'm just like, yeah, that's cool. That's whatever. That's cool. Like, trying to fill seconds of silence, but I'm like legitimately fucking happy and excited about this box.
Well, it's like the old playing Mordheim. Like, if you ever got sold down to the pits, this is basically the pits. Like, you're literally pit fighting, and you're getting in there, you're smashing faces. It
reminds me of the Night Titan game, more like that level of detail assigned to your character.
Yeah, I'm sure there is. Like, it seems like it's done well. Like, they've really been coming on strong with a lot of their box games. It's like, it's not just like the stuff that comes in the box and you just want the models and you throw everything else away. Now, sometimes they're a little over the top with like rules. Not that that's a bad thing, because a lot of people, look at BattleTech players, etc. People like, overly complicated and like kind of super redundant rule sets. That's what a lot of people want sometimes. And they gave that to us with Stormcloud Attack. Like, there's a lot of content in there, and I was just like, this is an 88-page rule book. Holy cow. Like, wow. Okay, they did a lot of production work.
It seems to be like one of the best ones, though, because 4 models means 4 players.
Yep.
4 models means only 4 models to paint, but they're character models, so they're going to look baller. This is actually a game you can probably, like, play with your boys who don't even play 40K, and I'm like, yo, you want to play a game real quick, guys? And have these 6 models that you pull out, and really cool little dungeon map or whatever. This is definitely like gonna be a fucking legit cool fucking, like, it's not like I gotta paint 2 Night Titans to play this game, like, or even how many Gene Stealers and 5 Scouts. Like, this is literally 4 baller models, good to go.
Yeah, and it's probably like one of those games that you just play for an hour or something, like, and then let's play again. I imagine it's got some sort of random element.
Well, it's going to be like Monopoly. It's like, on the shoe, bitches. You know what I'm saying? Like I call shoes the best. So it's gonna be fucking hilarious.
No, I can't wait to get in there and tinker around with it and do some reviews and how tos and such, because the mini games always seem to be more fun to me, as far as like the releases go. So they're always coming out with something new, and it's cool to see. So that is this week's release. Now, as far as the G Stiller Cult, it looks like it's going to be a multi-week release. The teaser today, Wednesday, they showed off what looked to be the silhouette of at least one new vehicle. The vehicle that was in the video, it kind of looks like a Taurox sort of thing. Everybody's calling it the air quotes limo.
The limo is back.
Yeah. And then there was a Lehman Russ silhouette too. So whether there's a new Lehman Russ tank, or they just get to like air quotes loot it, to borrow from Kenny Zorks, that we don't really know, but that looks dope. But
it does possibly indicate that they're allying him with guard.
Right. There's a strong possibility, or they can just take their selections in general, which is great, business wise.
Well, it's like a lot like the LATD back in the LATD, the Lost in the Dam, like where they had like access to Lehman Russ, Basilisks, and Last Cannon teams and shit like that. Like where like they had a selection that they could take from the guard codex, but they weren't like ally, they weren't guard,
Well, even more, fast forward to today, you could even draw parallels to, the Renegade list in Vrax, or even the Renegade list in the Lost in the Dam book in Pearl Armor 13, like as a kind of like a footprint. There's also, I guess, a really, really nasty rumor going around out there and there is no way to like tell if this is even the truth, but some folks are saying that the heresy may just straight be going plastic in general. And I don't know if that's true. It would be great for a lot of people, but
damn, that would be amazing.
That would be. And Games Workshop can pull the stuff back, and just be like, this is going plastic now, bow down. And they're like, yes, sir, got it. But that's complete heresy or hearsay, and no way to validate, but it would be cool to see. So jumping back over to Gene Stealers, they got a codex coming out. They've got a data card set, which also contains the psychic power cards. Apparently they get their brand spanking new set of psychic powers, which is really cool to see too. And especially if the Tyranids somehow gain access to it through whatever, Magnus or the Patriarch or some sort of, allies being able to cast, that would be pretty sweet to see. So they also have a dice set coming out. I don't know if you guys have seen the Deathwatch dice. Man, those things are legit. Like they roll well, they feel like dice in your hand.
Yeah, and the sixes are the cool numbers, right?
Right, they did it right. So for $20, if you can get your hands on those Deathwatch dice, those things are straight legit. Like I was doing a video and I couldn't stop rolling. I was like, man, these really feel like dice. I love these things. So hopefully the G Stealer dice are just like that. Now, of course, we'll see all this stuff up on GDub's site for pre-order, Friday, or late Friday night, early Saturday morning, etc. There's also 2 kits coming out, an Alkalite hybrids and a Neophyte hybrids. Don't know what that is. I always thought there was like different, like, what do they call them? Spawns of them, like 3rd generation, 4th generation. So maybe these are like some sort of in between, or like not really the soldier Tyranids, like they don't have human weapons and guns and things. I don't know, but sounds pretty neat. I imagine for $50 price tag, there's at least 10 dudes in there, maybe 15, maybe 20, maybe 12. Doesn't seem too bad of a thing. The new White Dwarf is also supposed to come out next week. So
they're still making that thing?
Yeah, it's monthly. This White Dwarf was the heat. It was good. Now they really messed up and they didn't get the White Dwarf out to a lot of people still, because I guess there was a snafu with the free mini they put in there. Like they didn't do it right, and the post office returned their palette of magazines and they had to redo them all. But a lot of people have gotten it by now. But it would be really funny if you get your White Dwarf and then a week later that you get the next White Dwarf because they actually do it right.
Damn, that's funny as shit.
Oh, that would be a hoot. And then there's some surprise releases for Warhammer Quest, the Silver Tower. So apparently they're putting out a hero box set.
Is the Silver Tower like actually a good deal? Because I don't remember your breakdown of that.
It didn't really come with anything that sold separately or anything you could base a previous price off of. It just kind of came with dudes, like random dudes. I mean, it's got like Garotts in it. It's got like beastman looking things in it. They call them like Zangors or something. It's got, you know, a sorcerer and a gaunt summoner that I guess you could say is the same price tag as another one, but you know, then
did you ever put an estimate to it?
Nah, because there really isn't a way to do it.
I was just curious because GW is doing such a good job with these good deals lately.
Yeah, I think that was more like a standoff, like an actual you're buying this for this game kind of thing. I don't know what they based off of, but they had the app that you could download all the data cards for all the stuff or the war scrolls for all of the other heroes out there in the Warhammer Quest world, and you can actually play them in that game. But now they're making the card packs, so they're coming out with these accessories, these game aids, so to speak, that I'm so excited about, like coming to the table. They're actually bringing that out as a release, which is really cool to see that they're doing this. Like, how dope would it be if they put out a pack of 40K cards, that was like, yo, here's all your Space Marine units, and it's just a little like privateer press unit card that you just put on the table. Like,
I have literally the things I would do for that.
I don't see how this isn't a thing.
Like, literally, I've been making those myself for years. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just like, fuck, man, it's about time.
$15 for like a faction pack or something like that. Like, I literally do not see how they have all these other accessories and they don't have that. But now they're coming out with that for Warhammer Quest Silver Tower, which is cool to see. Then there's also the Gene Stealer Cult Limited Edition book for $195, which I think we pretty much all assumed was going to happen regardless, to be quite honest. So Video Game Watch, I thought Eternal Crusade was supposed to be coming out either this week or next, like full-on release finally, which is really cool. That's that. Actually, Haspel talked about it last week. I think it's the 27th, but that's going to be sweet. It's basically like the MMO where you can do a lot of different formats. You can do like the whole like firefight, like see how long you can last against Tyranids, or you can do PvP, all that stuff. You can be, assault troop, Thunderhammer, you can be a Devastator, like all that stuff. It looks fresh.
Man, I can't wait. Like, I loved Space Marine Online when you
the Xbox, for the Xbox.
Yeah, dude, I played the shit out of that game on like multiplayer. Like, just be able to do crazy shit as a Space Marine is so fucking clutch.
Like, I think it's pretty much everybody's dream. Yeah. Secretly, I wish I was a Space Marine.
Dog, literally. I mean, don't get it twisted though. Like, we're good enough to be Chaos Space Marines, but like
definitely
not real Space Marines.
No, not us. No, not for sure. So that is pretty much the big releases for, I guess, this week and next. We'll know more when the White Dwarf hits and we see, maybe it's going to be 3 weeks of Tyranids. Maybe, who knows? But either way, it's going to be definitely an exciting time, going into the holidays, because we saw that super big teaser that got out of the cover for November's White Dwarf, which, has brand new Horus Heresy models in it. Like, from the picture, it looked like Mark II Marines. A lot of people are saying they're Mark III based on the greaves, which is fine. They both look the same from behind.
What picture is this? Is this
the White Dwarf cover for November that has
with the Custodes?
Yeah, and those Custodes look like they have different armament. Like, they don't have all the Guardian spears. Some of them had.
Are Custodes Space Marines? Are they Adeptus?
Yes.
So they're like totally enhanced motherfuckers.
Supposedly they're even more enhanced than a normal Space Marine, like in between a Space Marine and a Primarch.
Oh my God. When are we going to get that box?
That, I would imagine middle of November, first week in November.
God, that's so many billions of weeks away.
It's at least 3 or 4.
God.
So long. Like, nobody cares about anything in October anymore.
October is dead to me, bitches.
It's just like, I don't care about October. Nah. Remember this time last year, people were like super angry about Age of Sigmar, and then we were just starting to see rumors of like new Tau, and it was starting to come back.
Age of Sigmar?
Yeah, Age of Sigmar.
Age of Sigmar, got it.
I don't. Yes, they were really mad about it.
People did not like it last year, but now this year.
Well, the General's Handbook definitely helped.
It just goes to show you. And we can talk about that because obviously, as we move past the section, we're going to talk about our new battle report in the Long War. But we got things to say about Age of Sigmar.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. Like, being able to come to the table and know that you're going to play the same thing, you know, or be on the same level of fairness, air quotes, that's huge, you know?
Yeah, we all accept that balance is an illusion. We don't play games for balance. Like anyone who's like, it's just not balanced enough. Motherfucker, you don't give a shit about balance. Nobody gives a fuck about balance. If you cared about balance, you'd be playing checkers and fucking chess.
Right. But
you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not what we don't care. We want cool combos and unique things. No matter how casual you are, the sanctity of wargaming is always revolved around point system, because a point system is an illusion of balance. And we need that. We need that. Even the most casual motherfucker in his beats lab in his basement needs points. No matter how casual a game is, no matter how fucking 4 pages of rules it is. And they finally did it. And oh my God, you mean the $9,000 of fucking product game store owners had to fucking buy as a premier store to get the fucking inventory in just to be allowed to buy the product? They've been sitting on that shit for like fucking 2 years, fucking losing money. Now all of a sudden that shit just flew off the shelf because now we have points.
Literally. Well, it's the second component that you just talked about too, like the combos and such. Like you got allegiance abilities, you got new war gear. You didn't even have to roll on a chart for that. You just get to pick it, you know? So like that was huge for a lot of people. It filled both of those, like it's like salty and crunchy at the same time. Like that was what people wanted. You know, having
like my favorite pizza here in LA at Crispy Crust, Hollywood Vines, fucking pineapple and jalapeno, dog.
That I can only imagine how that tastes.
That's basically what this is.
It's a gluten-free crust, right?
Oh, dude, all day, man. Thin crust.
It could be. Oh my gosh. Remember that one time we were at ATC's
and everyone stole your gluten pizza and so you died?
Yeah, they kept coming in all drunk and they're like, oh, I'm so hungry. Oh, what's that? I was like, that's my gluten-free pizza.
The only pizza in the room left. Don't fucking eat it or Rob will starve you.
And they're like, no, I'll eat. They're like, I want it. I was like, you're not going to like it. It doesn't taste good. And they're like, no, I'll eat it. And literally everybody took one bite and spit it out. And I was
so like, it was just a box full of one bite eating fucking pieces of pizza and Rob malnutrition fucking sitting in the corner like, well, fuck.
That's it. It's game over. I'm dying right here now. This is it.
Like
I told you people you wouldn't like it. You didn't believe me. It's terrible tasting, but it's like diet soda. You learn to like it. Oh man, those were the days. Anyhow, but yeah, no, Age of Sigmar, man, it's so fun to play that format because you know when it comes down to it, like if you look, I'm not going to say how the game ends. That's up on the Long War right now. But if you look at it, everybody knows Stormcast are very solid. They're a very solid army, right? They're basically the Space Marines of Age of Sigmar. But when you look at the two armies that are squaring off against each other, you're like, I'm pretty sure this is just going to be like Stormcast walking all over everything. But because the intricacies that I can almost talk today of the game, the activations, you know, all of the tricks and things you can do.
I would say this is only second game like Age of Sigmar I've seen because obviously I didn't know the battle reports. So I get to learn everything about the game step by step. And so I pretty much know a lot about Age of Sigmar now. In the first game, this is not a spoiler, this is just an observation. In the first game we put up in the Long War, rolling for top and bottom of turns didn't really affect the game because it turned into a big swirling melee in the middle of the table. So all it really did was determine who got to pick the first combat.
Right.
And it very clearly turned into a situation where picking the first, having someone else pick where the combat phase starts was almost a breather in your reaction. You know what I mean? So it didn't affect two close combat armies engaged, rolling off for tops, bottoms of turns didn't really matter. This game, where there was a full-blown mix of shooting units, very hardcore assault units with fucking area of effect abilities, this definitely mattered.
Yeah, the more complexities and intricacies you put into an army, it becomes more and more important in what you activate first.
I would say it's currently the only thing I don't like about Age of Sigmar. is top and bottom of turns. And at first, I didn't think it was an issue because my only experience was watching the close combat armies. But having now seen this, I think it holds Age of Sigmar back from being truly competitive.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the one thing. Like, I mean, I'm not saying it's not fun and a sick army can't prevail, and sick tactics can't prevail. I'm saying that like this is an element now that will hold the game back from being taken truly seriously, as because it's hard to have that illusion of balance I talked about earlier. Like, we all know it doesn't exist. Let's have a good illusion, though. It definitely breaks the illusion for me. It destroys the fourth wall for me.
Rolling for initiative?
It takes me out of the game while in the middle of the game and makes me remember it's two dudes rolling dice, and then it gets back and then get back. Every time you break the fourth wall in the game,
mm-hmm.
It's a problem for me. You know what I mean? And now, having seen it from this angle with more complex armies and everything, that is an element that, like I said, it's not about saltiness. It's observation. Observation is the least amount of fourth wall instances that are shattered, the more into a game you can get, and that's something that I don't like right now. But everything else I like. I like the models, I like the rules, I like the simplicity, I like the maneuvering, I love the activation, combat activation. Fucking good. God damn it, we need that in 40K. We need it for every turn. We need a fucking shooting phase activation. We need an assaulting phase activation. We need a movement phase activation. 40K, boom, fucking different game.
I would say my most favorite is thing about Age of Sigmar is just the simple fact that you can run in with your movement. I guess my runner-up thing that I like most about Age of Sigmar is that when you're rolling to assault, you still do it the same as you do in 40K. You roll the 2d6, but you don't have to declare a target. You just roll your 2d6, and now you can go whichever direction you want that amount of inches. So it could get a little dicey or a little hectic depending on how you do it. And what, like, if you have this unit way over here and you're like, oh man, I could swing him first over to here. If I roll good, do I roll for him first? And do I blow by this other unit that might be closer and then make him option select? So it's got that flavor that I like.
I like it because a unit should be aware of how far it's going before it decides what it's going to do with that knowledge.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's kind of like in Black Hawk Down, where he's like, I need a no bullshit assessment. Can you complete this part? And he's like, he looks around, he's like, everybody's all like in shreds. And one dude's got like a RPG through him, like, that hasn't exploded, and he's like, no.
No, homie, if this motherfucker isn't standing 4 feet in front of me, I'm not gonna be able to get to him.
There's like blood all over the windshield. Yeah, so it's stuff like that. Like, nah, we're not doing this, or yeah, we're doing this. So it's a fun game, and there's tactics. Like, some people, you get to go first because you put down more units or units quicker, right? So then you get to choose who goes first. But you could be like, give it to your opponent because maybe you want the bottom of the turn, and then you got that 50-50 chance to go double turns, right? So there's some tactics involved too when it comes to the double turn part. So rolling for initiative is a thing. You got to plan for it.
True story. So that's definitely up in all of Veterans right now. That's the long word on that. You're going to want to check that out. Age of Sigmar is definitely fucking awesome. While we're talking about videos, let's talk about Twitch.
Yo, I love watching your shit on Twitch, dude, because it's like entertaining. It's like dinner and a movie.
Twitch is awesome. It's where the hobby is going. I'd strongly recommend everyone listen to this show. Definitely go to twitch.tv, click over, get an account. I recommend getting a turbo account, which makes it ad free. Totally worth it on Twitch. And go over to creative. Literally, it's a tab. Click creative, go over there, and just look at what's going on in creative. Like, right now, there is a figurine section, and it's growing like crazy. You can find people on all the time painting models. And also, you'll see them in painting too, because it's another hashtag that's searchable. We have a stream team called Brushsuckers United. It's also a searchable algorithm, hashtag Brushsuckers United. We're a team. We have a schedule up on Facebook. You can find somebody on almost all hours of the day between Monday and Friday. I'm on twice a week. I'm on Tuesdays and Fridays. Obviously, if you see me on Facebook, you'll see those links. But I'm saying, man, like literally it's getting real. So much fun, so much community interaction, so many cool people painting models in totally different ways that are all just as good. It's an information farm. Like you can farm so much information about painting. I find myself learning things all the time. And a lot of people would think that's weird because they think that I'm like this amazing painter who puts out all this products. I find new ways to do things every day. I watch other people on Twitch.
Yo, and no joke, I was just about to be like, because I'm doing this ogres, right? And I was like, man, I need an ice recipe for like these stone horns and the tusk. And I was like gonna hit you up about like, yo, how would you do ice, dog? And then literally the next day in my email, you're like, hey, or it pops up, it's like, here's this Twitch thing, or maybe it was on Vimeo. And I was like, well, whatever. I was like, yo, how to do ice? So I was like, yes, I'm gonna look like a genius.
That's what's so great about Twitch. We're gonna be painting the Gore Chosen. We're gonna be painting that in October for sure. And somebody's gonna go home with it. So like this is the kind of things that people do on Twitch. It's not just YouTube video, watch me paint this model. It's like watch me paint this model, interact in a chat, and raffles and gifts and giveaways. Like it's totally a fucking amazing resource and totally a shitload of fun. And Rob, I heard that you were coming to Twitch in October.
Yeah, hopefully we can make it. Got a little technical stuff to bang out and do some test streams, but I'm definitely looking forward to at least a 1 hour show, to start out with in October.
Talk about like a variety streaming kind of broadcast kind of deal.
Yeah, that's kind of the direction, kind of like a daily show a little bit with a slice of hobby in it, trying to show a bunch of different things and just like a more condensed version of Spikey Bits.
Spikey Bits TV on Twitch.
Yep, it's gonna be pretty fresh. I think the account's active on there. I'm sure you can follow it.
You can already follow Spikey Bits TV.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much it. And then we got a lot. It's funny because I was talking to the people on Patreon because they were rolling out some new updates, and I was telling them to put them on your account, and they're like, "Oh, what's this next level of painting about?" I was like, "So it's kind of like if Bob Ross did Wargaming, but imagine like a Bob Ross from now, but he like was like from the streets." That's what this
like Bob Ross drinking 40s.
Yeah. And she's like, "Oh, okay, yeah, I'll check that out." And I'm like, that maybe I didn't sell it good for
maybe I didn't sell it good enough.
I was like, I feel like I accurately described it though.
Speaking of which, Bob Ross has a Twitch channel, so you definitely want to check that out too.
I feel like that guy is not alive anymore.
Yeah, but somehow he's on Twitch.
I mean, why don't we have Elvis on Twitch at that point?
Yeah, for real. But anyway, man, let's do a quick commercial break. We talked a lot about news, but we're about to hit you guys back up with the Angel's Blade problems and solutions.
Dear veterans, quickly make your way to thelongwar.net and find out how to reap your hard-earned spoils of this long war. For our allies at dicehead.com have rewarded us all with an extra 6% discount on all dicehead.com merchandise. So stock up, dear veterans, and enjoy. What does it mean to be a veteran of thelongwar.net? You are the first in the door to all exclusive content, and your clearance will be raised for the earliest access. You can enlist for free. When you're a veteran of thelongwar.net, you are the front line to bringing hobby back. Join our Hall of Veterans at thelongwar.net. Dear veterans, quickly make your way to thelongwar.net and find out how to reap your hard-earned spoils of this long war. For our allies at secretweaponsminiatures.com have rewarded us all with an extra 10% discount on all Secret Weapon Miniatures merchandise. So stock up, dear veterans, and enjoy.
And we're back. Rob.
I think we should rename this episode Angel's Blade. Got 99 problems, but a
And
formation.
objective secure isn't one of them. Fucking scoring objectives isn't one of them.
Oh my gosh. People are getting a YouTube fight on my tips and tactics article or video about like why that formation is not bad. And I'm just like, okay, it doesn't have OBSEC. You just can't say this is a better formation, especially when you can take the full battle company and that out of the Blood Angels Codex itself, and that is OBSEC. I was like, it's just brutally like, just so like, why is this not here? Anyways, so the biggest problem I can see, and you know, feel free to chime in here, is the lack of OBSEC. Number one.
Yes. 99 problems. And so that's a problem. Problem is they didn't give away any objective secure. They even gave us a demi company that's named demi company, but it's identical to Space Marine demi company, but you got to take more bullshit that you don't want to take, and it's not objective secure. That's a problem. There's an easy solution to that. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's literally open up your fucking spreadsheets or whatever programs you use to write these rules and go into command benefits and say, command benefit, objective secure, just like every other demi company on Earth.
There should be some little like notes in like the margin, like, what do we do here for this? Oh, just make it like every other one. Okay.
I don't understand why they didn't. I wonder if they were like, oh, Furious and Dreadnought with objective secure might be OP.
I mean, what? Really?
Like you could take Hellbrute's objective secure and chaos. I mean, like, come on, man.
Yeah, you can't. It's a sad day when Chaos gets a lot stronger stuff in their supplement a week before than the you know, the Sons of Sanguinus. I don't know.
They definitely, it's like, you know, problems and solutions. Like problems are just they gave okay, like here's a major problem. Assault Marines got a new data slate that replaces Assault Marines and made them in line with the regular Space Marines, but thus making them more expensive and less usable. So that's an issue, man. Like, and I think that a major problem overall is that there's a lot of cool units that Blood Angel fanboys like myself want to play with, but we haven't been able to play with them in years because winning games is kind of the point to playing. And I think the solution to that is GW needs to start like going online and like actively going to where people discuss these topics instead of wait for people to bring it up to them.
Yeah, that's a huge good point. I'm sorry to cut you off there. Like, so the whole thing, we know they're going online and looking at stuff. Like, how is this not a thing? You know, like, and bring back the gamble, you know, like, okay, so you didn't give us OBSEC. Cool. What do we get? What can I maybe weigh this against that is so good that I'm giving up OBSEC? Like, give me something here. You know what I mean? I don't know. Like,
paying for a Furioso Dreadnought is not the solution.
No, not giving OBSEC. And then I think the second point would be unfair taxes, like stuff like the Furioso Dreadnought. If you take a chaplain, now you have to take a Furioso, and you already have to take a normal Dreadnought for the Demon Company. So it's like doubly taxed. It's a little
with no benefits. They definitely have to open up a spreadsheet that has like, what's the point? The point is winning while having cool things that are thematically Blood Angels. Death Company is a thing that people love in Blood Angels, but we haven't really been able to play for a while. I mean, that needs to be on a spreadsheet or in a fucking flowchart somewhere. Like, how do we make the things that people identify with as being purely Blood Angels? How do we make people play those, feel cool about playing them, and simultaneously can win a game? That's a solution. Like, get that flowchart on a wall somewhere in your Beats lab, GW.
You know, I'm trying to formulate a response, and it's almost like they were very close here, and you know that a lot of this was taken verbatim from the Blood Angels Codex itself, where they, you know, chopped the battle company in half, which did have OBSEC, and some of the other formations are taken straight out of the Exterminatus book from Shield of Baal, but tweaked. Like they took the Terminator formation and they gave it the ability to assault out of deep strike with disordered charge, which it didn't have before. So like their
problem, you recycling old formations and not making them good. They did it in one place. Like, so a solution is do more of that.
Mm-hmm.
Do more of what you did with the Archangel's orbital intervention force. Do that. That's a solution. If you're going to recycle a formation, give it something that makes it actually good.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree.
Data slate. If you're going to put in a data slate that replaces an entry in the book, don't do what you did with the Assault Marines. Do more like what you did with Wolfen. Like, look at Age of Sigmar. It's all these multi-wound models with cool saves. Like, Wolfen or 4-up save with Feel No Pain. Like, I mean, damn. If you just made Blood Angel Death Company have 2 wounds, 3-up save, Feel No Pain. Data slate entry. This replaces the entry for Death Company, and this is the new point tag, just like you did with Assault Marines. Give them a new rule. Don't just say now they're more expensive. Say, hey, they're more expensive, and they have this new thing.
Right.
Like, Death Company definitely thematically should be as good as Wolfen.
I mean, in Death Company, I mean, there's some stuff you can do here because, these guys, they have that extra move if you take them in the formation, but just the fact that they get all these special rules, and then they have, you can stack some of the stuff with the Crozius, that special Crozius. So, you're getting a lot of attacks here with these guys, but the problem is you got to get them there. Is it, the old Army of Death from back in the day? No, probably not, but it's still almost playable. Like, some of the Death Company stuff is just almost playable.
It's just almost there. And that's what I'm saying is like, problem solutions. You know what I'm saying? Problem is being lazy and recycling stuff you already have. Solution, do that, plus give it something that actually is good. Scout for those units. Fake scout for those units. That just doesn't matter, man. Like, if you had said like all Death Company formation just have the scout special rule versus this fake move 6 inches before the game starts, that means like a whole unit of Death Company and jump packs can go 12 inches before the game starts. That is at least a little bit playable.
Mm-hmm.
And then you could put independent characters in there and they can get scout too. Fuck. And then that means Death Company that take a dedicated transporter would be able to scout. I mean, there's so many things. Like, do that. Don't do what you did. Solution,
But again, we don't know. Maybe there's, this is the second book of Black Crusade supplement series. So maybe there's something else coming out that'll build off this. It's hard to say, but, there's a lot of people out there talking, about being disappointed about this book. And it's, we're trying to offer solutions. So I feel like you can pretty much, we talked in the pregame a little bit about, you can pretty much take anything, any sort of Decurion or Gladius and throw it with this and make this good. Like,
if you take a Demi Company and a bunch of shitty Death Company, you're gonna, okay, fine, yes, that's how it's always been. Literally,
right? Or the Skyhammer,
if you take 2 units Eldar jet bikes, a Wraith Knight, and a Farseer, and put it with this, yes, you win games. Like, that's not the point. The point is like, how do you make these rules? Like, here's another problem. Supplement book that still requires the main codex to play, that costs a shitload of money, and it's full of recycled formations. Here's a solution, GW. Anytime you put out a supplement book like this, just pair it with the mini rule book. The mini codex that goes along with it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you don't want to like print it all into the book, fine. You already have these books. There should be a bundle available where they get both. It should be included in the cost, man. Like, because now you're telling me to spend $100 on this book, that I have to buy another book just to play this book, and then find out that they don't like the rules in this book. It would have definitely softened the blow a lot if I got the rules too.
Yeah, it totally would, and I think that's only fair. But I think we all know in the back of our minds that they're going to come out with these ginormous compilation books, after 8th hits or whatever. Now get all the rules in like one place, But they do have the digital versions, the Crystal Wolfen collection, I think they called it. They did it for demons, and now they have it for Blood Angels. Now I'm not sure if the Blood Angels contains the stuff that was in the Shield of Baal or not, but it does say it has a codex and this supplement. So Now, I'm not sure if any of the Blood Angel players out there, if any of their stuff auto updated as far as enhanced versions. But I have the EPUB of that. I didn't start buying the enhanced versions until later. But I'm hoping that you know, that kind of grandfathers me in and not having to buy the next round of books. But we'll definitely see there, right?
Yep.
Unfortunately. So yeah, I mean, there's some ideas, you know, there's some things to do. And, you know, talking about that Assault Squad, that kind of leads us into some of your army lists. Obviously, there was a small mistake on one of them that neither of us caught.
As a so basically we're talking about, like, we were going to name this show Top 3 Formations. We couldn't. There's just not 3 that are good.
There's like 1 that's good and 2 that are kind of worth taking and talking about.
So I'm about to say some things that some people are going to think are salty, but it's coming from a place of, I know what I'm fucking talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like, this supplement is fucking awful. It is a complete, you know, just redesign of currently existing formations and rules, haphazardly thrown together in a book with clearly the intent of just having content for this month. You know, it's obvious. We're not stupid, man. People aren't stupid, you know. There is, however, one amazing formation, and that is the Archangel's Orbital Intervention Force. The 3 units of Terminators that can assault when they deep strike, disorderly charge, right? So even though we have a collection of fucking unplayable formations in any remotely competitive scenario, like, and that's the only, I mean, so if you're talking about casual, whatever, man, but I don't know a group of casual people who are so fucking casual that they're okay with this book. Like, I don't know how casual you have to be to actually be okay with this book. Like, I don't even know that person.
I think there's people that their caveat is, if you look at this book from a casual perspective, they're okay with it, but that's the only way they're okay with it. That's what I'm hearing a lot of.
Like, it's, and so, like, yeah, okay, cool, man, I got it. But I still like to play games and win games. You know what I mean? I still like to buy a book of my favorite fucking Imperial detachment and feel like it's good. Like, I like having it at the back of my head. It makes me comfortable. This is not good. But the Orbital Intervention Force is fucking powerful. It is so powerful. It's one of the most powerful fucking things I've seen.
You know, and I'm kind of just, I see how some of it could work. Like you said, if you throw in, you know, X, Y, and Z powerful stuff with non-powerful stuff, it kind of brings the bar up a little bit to where it kind of equals out, which, you know, we may see out there. Like, I would love to play with Death Company on a tabletop, but I'm personally am not going to run Eldar to do it. Like, I might say, oh, let me take the Skyhammer or something, just because, hey, this is my funsies list, you know. It's kind of one of those things when you walk up to the tabletop, you're like, hey, man, how's it going? Oh, not too bad. Hey, what are you playing today? Oh, okay, this and that. All right, well, let me, you know, and then me, Rob Bear, I'll be like, oh, well, let me adjust the power level on my list, whether I think it's too high or too low. And then you could break out some of this stuff. So there's that.
Yes,
so,
if literally your beat slab is just about rolling dice and drinking beers, fine. It's cool. But I feel like there are so many codexes and supplements that can do both. This codex cannot. Like, you should have, your codex should be able to be scaled down to a power level that is weaker, but also be able to play at the highest level of skill, or not skill, of competition. This cannot. But the Orbital Strike Intervention Force can definitely be, you know, sprinkled into so many other lists. It's not a standalone list. It's still just another augmentation detachment, but it's fucking strong as all motherfucker. 675 points that you can add to your list. And on turn 2, you can have 15 Thunderhammer Terminators assault the enemy. Like, that is ridiculously strong. Because Thunderhammer Terminators with Storm Shields are fucking good. So, I mean, I'll talk about the list, the strongest list right now. Okay. So, like, if you're going to a win-loss tournament this weekend and everyone else is there, dick stomping people with Gladiator Strike Forces and Eldars and shit like that, this is the list I would take, which is one Archangel's Orbital Intervention Force, which is the 15 Terminators. Then you take a second source, which is a Skyhammer Annihilation Force, which, if you don't know what that is the 2 squads of Assault Marines, 2 Devastator squads that can come in on turn 1 or turn 2. The Assault Marines can assault on the turn they come in, and the Devastators have Relentless so they can shoot all their heavy weapons. You always take that shit Ultramarines for the Doctrines. I always take Max Assault Squads because they're so good. There's so many fucking rules. They can reroll their assault. They have Hammer of Wrath. And the list goes on. And so I take 2 10-man squads of Assault Marines. They have 2 eviscerators sprinkled into the units, and the sergeant has a melta bomb. Mainly because I don't want my eviscerators to be on my sergeant that's going to get killed in the challenge. I'd rather him just have a melta bomb. And then the 2 devastator squads are formatted with, in my opinion, the most economical loadout of weapons, which is 2 multi-meltas, 2 grav cannons, 1 combi grav, 6 guys. And that is like a 70-point savings to be able to still kill a Wraith Knight in 1 volley, math-wise. And it'll blow up any vehicle in the game. And then we take a third source. We take the 10th Company Task Force, which is the scout formation. We take 3 scout biker squads, Raven Guard. They all have a locator beacon. And the 2 drop pods that are attached to the Devastators and the Skyhammer Relation Force, they have locator beacons. And we take Raven Guard because Raven Guard have Shroud on the first turn. So you have these 3 scout biker units that can infiltrate and scout, literally go anywhere they want before the game starts, hide, and have 2 up cover saves on the Jink. Literally super good. That means on turn 1, if you go first, you can put these drop pods and these assault marine squads in unfailable charge range and perfectly spaced out angles of fire. Down, you pop the Devastator Doctrine on turn 1, rerolling all miss hits from the Devastators, literally just ruin. Like 2 vehicles destroyed, 2 entire units destroyed, 2 Wraith Knights destroyed, whatever you want. Destroy 2 things. Assault 2 targets now with the best assault marines in the game. That's Hammer Wrath impact hits, re-rolling 1s in close combat because you activated a doctrine. It's not theirs. That's why it's 1. You go in there with all the, like having a Hammer Wrath attack for these guys. That's like having 2 extra attacks. It's like having 5 attacks.
Auto hits.
Auto hits. So you just come in there with your eviscerators, your melta bomb, and all your attacks. You can, if you want to just tie a Tau army up, there's all these rules in there. There's 2 different ways to make it so somebody can't overwatch you.
Mm-hmm.
Like you could just come in and be like, these 3 units can't overwatch. And you could just spread out and literally multi-charge like 3-4 elements of the Tau army on turn 1. You know, that's simple, man. And tie them up. Get in their face. You just straight deleted 2 units. Then you spread the bikers back into safe positions in all the corners in the backfield. And now the enemy on their turn has to say, fuck, what do I target? And then on turn 2, for 1 roll, 15 Terminators come in off of some locator beacons and assault. Again.
Everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the face.
Dog. It literally, that isn't a crazy powerful list. You know, you'll lose some games. But, man, the games you win, you're going to win them like fucking without even breaking a sweat. So that is a very competitive list that utilizes the new Blood Angels shit. But, obviously, it's only 675 points of an 1850 list.
Right. You know, you want to see more, obviously.
But it'll be my primary detachment because one of my sergeants will be my warlord.
Nice.
Blood Angels. It's a Blood Angels army, dog.
Yeah, totally. Remember when you played Greg B at I think Hit Point, and he was running that Dante Sanguinary bomb. We did a battle report on that.
Yeah.
Like you could even take parts of that and then go orbital, you know.
You can take you can take a Blood Angels CAD and add this to it and win games.
Yeah. I mean, this is part of it too. You wouldn't even have to take Dirty Eldar, but you know, as far as Marines go, you can't be like, oh, well, I just added in Skyhammer. Like, I mean, that's kind of the standard now. Like it's Gladius, Skyhammer, Super Friends. If you're going, you know, loyalists, you know, can't even hate. You really can't.
No, and that's only if you're trying to like just super win games. We had a cool list that used Flesh Terror Strike Force, Orbital Intervention Force, and Inquisition allies. It was so cool on paper until I realized the data slate replaced the Assault Marines. So now they're like 20 points more for the same thing. Because they don't just say, here's what I am, get a free drop pod. It's like, here's what I am, buy a drop pod. So that was a problem. But the list was so good on paper because we had 6 drop pods. 3 of them were packed to the brim with Assault Marines with 4 melta gun shots. We had a Tactical Marine Squad with melta gun shots with its teleport homer. All the drop pods had locator beacons. Tech Marine with locator beacon. Imperial Bunker with a comms relay and an escape hatch that the Tech Marine would hide in. Then we had an Ordos Malos Inquisitor, which is Terminator Armor Thunderhammer. I love that guy. Chilling in the bunker, 3 Servant Skulls with the Tech Marine. Then a Xenos Inquisitor with rad grenades, 3 Servant Skulls chilling in the bunker. And then a unit of henchmen, 5 Jokero. Because you can shoot 5 people out of the bunker. So you should just shoot 5 las cannons across the table the whole game. 6 servo skulls in the middle of the table for your drop pods and your terminators if bad things happen. Literally come in hot with like a bunch of melta gun attacks, blow things up, hit them with 5 melta guns or 5 last cannons, then bring in your 15 terminators with a reroll, like off of any located beacon, any servo skull in your army. I thought it was so cool until I realized the army was like 65 points over because they changed the fucking point cost on assault marines. Thus making one of the only cool things that Blood Angels had before, which is like a 145-point squad of guys, or like a 135-point squad of guys with 4 melta guns, and it's Flesh Tear Strike Force. They made that not good.
It's so disappointing, but there's still options out there, and who knows? Like I was saying earlier, you might see a new supplement that feeds off this. I mean, shoot, we might see a new chaos supplement. It might jump back to Warzone Fenris. We don't know.
Something's fucked up when like the chaos supplement is better than the Blood Angel supplement. Like we've got things that assault off a deep strike. We've got obliterators that are cheaper. We've got basically 18 obliterators for 13 obliterators. We've got, I mean, fuck, dude. The goddamn Fists of the Gods detachment is unparalleled. 1 Tech Marine and up to 5 units. No, you don't need to take a Land Raider or any dumb shit. Literally, you can just say, fuck, I want 9 fucking Predators, dog. I
mean, even their base, the Warband, which is technically a Demon company, is OBSEC.
It's OBSEC, and you can take, you can max it. You can literally say, 3 units of Chosen with special weapons and Rhinos, 2 units of Marines and Rhinos with special weapons, fucking 3 units of Min Bikes with fucking special weapons, 3 fucking Havoc squads with fucking autocannons and everyone has Rhino. You literally have like fucking 10 Rhinos, all objective secure, all special weapons. That is like phenomenally powerful.
Now I'm a little jealous as a Chaos player of the new data sheet for the Assault Squad, because it basically brought them more in line. Like if we had gotten some sort of data sheet that was like, yo, if you take this data sheet, Veterans of the Fourth or something, like all of your Chaos Space Marines now can take a special weapon at 5-point reduction or something like that. Your heavy weapons are 10-point reduction. You open up some more slots like the old Iron Warriors or something like that. Or something in that regards, not exactly a redo, but just basically kind of making it Legion ruley, or even just saying, hey, Chaos Space Marines, brand new data slate. Just right off the bat, just boom, not 15 points anymore, plus extra for veteran or long war, etc. Like that would be amazing. Like, so I'm a little jealous in that regard that they haven't been more updated. We're literally about to hit year 4 of the Chaos Space Marine Codex. So I don't know. It's just slightly frustrating.
Goddamn, year 4.
Yeah, it is what it is. But I think there's some pros, there's some cons. As a Blood Angels player, I think you still have to pick up the book. But
you don't, man. Like there's only one thing that matters, bro. Like literally,
well,
you don't need a book to remember this simple thing. 3 units of Terminators, 1 reserve roll brings them all in. They can charge after the deep strike. It is disorderly. Like I don't need to buy a $100 book to know that rule. It's 3 rules. It's 3 things, and it's 3 things that all draw its units from the actual book. So like it's literally, I'm not gonna pay for that. It's upsetting. GW, God, just hire us already.
Well, we'll proof it for you.
Like we'll at least proof it for you, brother. Give us a week. Just give us a week with it, man. Like God.
I'll sign an NDA.
Shit.
Literally, I will sign an NDA.
I'll sign any NDA you need, dog. Just make this game. Like, I mean, Warhammer 40K, most exciting game there is. Love it. Literally dedicated my fucking entire fucking career to it. That's why when I say these things, it's not me being a little whiny bitch about some shit. It's like, I literally care so much about this game. I'm not going to just sit here and be like, hey, I guess it's good. If it's not good, I'm not going to lie about it. It's not good.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the same thing I get. I'll have one video where I'm like, critical about a product, and then I'll have another video where I like the product, of course, Games Workshop products. And, the one video people are like, oh, you're a shill for Games Workshop. I know this is underground marketing. They like paid you to make this video. And in the next video, when I'm, not.
Yeah, I love it. They're like, oh, rigged. They paid you to say it was good. And then the next video, I'm like, are you for real? If GW was paying me to say things, they're fucking up because I'm saying a lot of messed up shit about them right now.
Yeah, I mean, like even in the video, I'm like, they're like, oh, you were too critical. You were too harsh on them. I'm like, well, sometimes they deserve that. Sometimes these products are not well thought out.
On the long war, they're never gonna lie about our emotions.
No, I mean, I try to be truthful in my reviews and things. If I think something is not good,
this book tastes of the sea.
It does taste of the sea. I was in my tips and tactics. I had a hard time trying to continue to be positive, but also just be like, hey, this formation, grading it on a scale D, this formation.
That's why we had to name this episode what we named it, because like we just couldn't. It's like, nah, dude, problems and solutions, man. Like,
but it's a good baseline to work for. If they take these rules and then they make another supplement down the road, they can fix maybe what isn't working.
Sometimes you got to just reformat your hard drive, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, here's a great solution. Start reaching out to the fucking community and giving them these rules when they're in editing still.
That's an interesting statement, because we know they did that with the Age of Sigmar reboot. So like, why don't they reach out to the community besides their insular, like, pizza party gamer kind of thing?
Like, if you had just sent us all your data slates in a fucking PDF file for like the Chaos book, right? Like the 11 fucking formations or whatever they are. And you said, here they are. It didn't take you nothing but to draw those up in Photoshop. You know what I'm saying? You're like, this is our idea. And we just got to go back in with like a dry erase marker and cross this out, this, and this. These are our suggestions.
Mm-hmm.
And then have a fucking Skype call about why we think they're valid suggestions. Dog, even if you just took 10% of the things we said, it would have been a better book.
Yeah, sure. And we realize we're not the business people like GW is. Like, they have, hey, we got to do this for this reason. Sure, we get it. But like, we're going to get, we would give solid advice, I feel like.
Yeah, I'll say caveat. I won't change any of your units in these formations. I won't even fucking pretend to say, don't do this. We'll just talk about rules. Because if you're saying that you need to sell possessed marines and that's why you have them in your stuff, then let us give you an idea on how to make them good enough that people might
exactly
buy them. Like, here's a new idea. Data slate. Replace the fucking possessed rules with the following profile. Same points, same everything, new thing. There are 2 fucking wounds. There it is. Playable.
Oh, wow. That
Playable.
Really helps.
Playable, dog. Like, literally just fucking reach out to the community. There's a lot of people out here who fucking know what they're talking about. We know what we're talking about more than they do. But when it comes to playing their game, they don't spend nearly as many hours a week playing their game as we do.
Or even doing an A/B, like, kind of test. Like, get some guys, go on the forum, do guerrilla posts, just be like, hey, what would you change? I'm really trying to play, possessed. What would you change about them? And then just see all the responses, right? See what the reoccurring theme is.
For real, everyone's just gonna say the same thing. There are too many points. If you have no interest in lowering their points, then give them rules. That's what you did with the Orbital Strike Intervention Force. You gave them rules. This is what you did not do with the Demi Company. You made them pay points and took rules. Like,
and the tax was huge too.
I'm willing to pay points for any unit in the game, but the rules equal the points. That's a solution.
And we were even saying that the Terminators themselves, because how a lot of people had taken Blood Angel Terminators, but then Wolfen came out and we're like, well, there's no reason to take Blood Angel Terminators anymore. And now
a unit of Wolfen with Storm Shields and Thunderhammers, 2 wounds and feel no pain, same stat line, can still attack after they die. Like, they gave them all these rules. So even though there are more points in a unit of Terminators, there are not more than twice as many points, and they have twice as many wounds, and they have more rules. Like, that's what I'm talking about. GW gets it right sometimes, but I think it's literally accident. I don't think they put the same thought into what we do.
But the big thing is they can't assault out of Deep Strike. So Blood Angel Terminator is back in the game.
Back in the game, but guess what? You gotta get $180 worth of Terminators.
Well, yeah.
So, like, understand, you're selling models, and you're gonna sell these models well because you gave them rules. But no one's gonna buy your fucking 2 units of assault terminators and 1 unit of fucking shooting terminators on your website. I could have told you that. You could have hit me up, and Straight up, literally just, I could have given you a marketing device. I could have said, literally, don't do that. You will sell twice as many of these boxes if it's just Assault Marines. Assault Marines.
I think in the future they will start reaching out to some of the community leaders and such. And I'm not saying it is us, and I'm not even saying it's just us, because obviously it isn't. But there's a lot of other people out there that have a lot of really good ideas about the game. Your brother, for instance, is amazing when it comes to game crafting, game theory. I always like talking to him about this stuff. But there's plenty of folks out there that can weigh in that I feel like have their finger on the pulse of kind of, hey, you want to change X? Well, here's what I think about it. And while they're not a games designer and they don't have that paperwork to say that they're a professional game designer and they published this title and this edition of this at this time, there's still a lot of valid folks out there that have been around and have seen how games play and just, have an informed opinion about them.
Wow. Crazy idea. Talk to the people who play your game.
There is that.
It's crazy. I mean, I feel like there's almost nothing else we could talk about today, guys. Like,
yeah, it's
like we can't, like, all we can do is talk about bad things about this fucking book.
And I don't want to do that.
There's one good thing about this book, and there's lots of bad things. There are solutions to that. We'll see in 2017 if GW starts making moves, start fucking solving these problems.
Yeah, well, I am super excited to get a hold of that Gorge Chosen box set and see how much fun it is.
In one breath, I say GW's fucking up. In the other breath, I say I am literally gonna fucking spend as much money as possible to get that Gore fucking Chosen. Like, they don't always fuck up, But
and the Gene Stealer cult, man, that's gonna make a lot of people happy with those. Like, oh man,
It is what it is.
It's an exciting time, but we'll move on. We'll move on from this. We'll find the strength to laugh about it. We'll joke about it.
We'll joke about this in a few years.
Maybe a few.
When I have $100 Angel's Blade book sitting on my shelf, and then I'm like, I cry. Right. Like, damn it.
Laugh, cry.
Laugh, cry.
Laugh, cry. All right, man. Why don't we get out of here?
Let's do it.
All right. So for everybody out there that hasn't done so already, make sure you head on over to longwar.net. That's the home of the battle reports for exclusive content, early access videos like the Age of Sigmar one we just put up on Monday, I believe. Become a veteran of the long. Oh, and lots of army lists that are usually always right, except for this week, but that's okay. We won't hold it against you, Kenny. Become a veteran of the Long War today.
Check out thelongwar.net. Become a member of the Hall of Veterans today for the fastest growing library of wargame related video content, modeling, painting, and playing, not to mention all the sick discounts I receive from some of our sponsors. Thelongwar.net is committed to bringing hobby back, and we can't do it without you.